And welcome back to another video. This monthly we have Paladin.
September monthly. So what's Paladin is the Mind Twist and Library Band Maze, Strip, Tabernacle,
Workshop,
and Factory restricted.
And Strip Mine.
And
yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. Anyways, all that stuff. So basically, like a lower power level, right? Introduce the chance to maybe play more
spicier
decks, but at the same time maybe more aggressive. So let's take a look here. This is Derrick on his Cockatrice, or well, not his Cockatrice, but he's playing Cockatrice.
Yeah, a Cockatrice Killer deck. I like. It's Phantasmal Forces, a 4/1 flyer.
You have to pay blue in the upkeep to get that one?
Pay blue in the upkeep. It's not too different from what he's been playing recently in other videos.
Not a lot of blue sources though for the images, other than you have the 4. Well, I mean there are, but
you have 4 City of Brasses. You have 4
tropical
islands.
The birds are kind of fragile though in terms of maintaining for the blue. Like you'll kill the birds right away, right? I mean, bolt the birds is the line.
Yeah, and I think he's doing like a semi-burn approach to it with the draw 7 spells and Stormseeker.
Yeah, so there's the combo is there. I just worry about Stormseeker on its own, because if this format is like more aggressive, people will probably not have that many cards in their hands. But still, it does combo like you're saying with.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great card maybe to sideboard out for game 2.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the Unsummon, like you were saying earlier, the Unsummon works too with the Stormseeker, right?
Yeah. Put the card back in the opponent's hand.
It's good tempo and then damage. Grizzly Bears, because Paladin.
Because Paladin. Have a couple threats on the board, probably for the curve. I mean, you have your turn 1 plays, your turn 2.
Yeah, actually, that's true, actually. Sorry, I shouldn't even be saying that. I'm really high on Ironclaw Orcs right now, and that's a 2-mana 2/2, which is probably even, I guess, worse, right? Because it has a downside.
Yeah.
So, like,
exactly.
100%, yeah. Curve all day in these aggro decks. Yeah, scratch that last thought for sure.
Yeah. And,
Jasmine Boreal and Clockwork Avian as a top end brew space. Jasmine was a 5/4 or a 4/4, something like that.
4/5, I believe.
4/5. Okay. And this is JS's Monkeyballs. Monkeyballs named, I think Kyril was the one who came up with that name. But anyways, whatever. The point is, it's a Curd Ape and Fireball deck essentially. No channel, right?
Yeah. I feel it would have probably done pretty well.
It
being the burn spell.
2 disintegrates.
4 fireballs, so you have 6.
Yeah. What would you cut?
Spells.
What would you cut to put the channel? I mean, everything looks like you want to. The fork.
Probably 1 disenchant. I think
anyway. Sorry, I didn't even see the disenchants.
So I think 4 maybe is a little too aggressive for main board.
Yeah, you could put 1 on the side for the channel, maybe. Or you could put the channel on the side? No, that's weird, right? You would
No, I would probably take out the 2 disenchants, probably put a channel, and probably put the balance in. Because you're going to be dropping your cards pretty quickly if you feel that the opponent has a lot of creatures on the board. Because, effectively, you only have 6 creatures in the deck.
Shit, I might even move 2 disenchant to the side for that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
For 1 channel and 1 balance?
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, but it's a really good deck. Like, when we saw this a lot early on in the formation of the Tundra Wolves group, and like it was a serious deck.
Yeah.
But this is what I mean, though, right? Like this deck will probably run out of cards very fast, unless it uses its draw 7.
Yeah, the burn spells are also effectively pretty good with Desert, because Desert does 1 damage to target, target attacking creature. So if you have a 4 toughness,
you could,
like Serendibs or whatever, you could do 1 damage with the Desert, then use your lightning bolts or chain lightning if it's your turn.
Yeah. Sylvan Library is a nice way to refuel too.
Yeah, pay 4 life. Go through your deck a little quicker. I know you're a huge fan of Sylvan Library.
Yeah, we don't need to bring that up just yet.
I like the sideboard 2 choices. Eye for an Eye is actually, I think it's the first time we have actually seen this card, make its appearance in these videos. So
basically, just means if I take damage, you're taking it with me.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think this deck wins, honestly, just based on history. It was a serious deck back then. I don't see why it would change today. So,
Yeah,
good luck to
nice.
Derrick, but I'm pretty sure this is a...
And I'm sure that mana drain that he had in his deck would be all of his X spells.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so game 1 we have a mulligan already. But it's okay. It's normal. Well, it's okay when your opponent mulligans with you. If you're a burn deck, you really want to keep your 7. And I think the Monkeyballs deck is a burn deck, of course, right? Basically on everything we saw. So you really want to keep 7 when you're playing burn, but it's okay. If your opponent does it too, then you're both playing a game with only 6 cards. So.
Yeah, exactly. It always feels bad when you mulligan to 5 and your opponent keeps 7 cards.
Yeah.
That's you know.
Though they make for good stories if you end up winning.
Yeah. I think I have a couple of stories.
Yeah. But anyways, this is Derrick and Jess's time to tell stories.
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay, so we didn't see who was going first. They were already. So Derrick went to 5, but the wheel
Draw 7.
The wheel is interesting. Oh, can JS fork the wheel? Would it like discard 7, draw 7, and then discard 7 again? Is that how that works?
I think so.
Or is it only copying things that target fork? Well, anyways, Derrick is basically saying I don't care what I mulligan to because next turn we're going back to 7.
Yeah, exactly.
So I would bolt the shit out of that bird if I'm JS. Not develop my board here, especially if my opponent's on 5.
Effectively taking 1 damage from the
Don't
City
do
of
it.
Brass. Oh.
Don't do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Derrick's very happy. He's seeing a red card and he's not seeing a dead bird. So
I mean, effectively, when I see the opponent immediately play a land and rush to play Birds of Paradise, I'm like, okay, he wants to draw. He wants to play a 3 something with a 3 casting cost. So
what was the blue card he showed before? Was it Phantasmal Forces or was it Power?
Don't recall actually.
Because if it's Power, it complicates things, right? If it's like a
there we go. Yeah.
So now if you're JS, you're probably saying, oh well, poop my pants. Because Chain Lightning the bird next turn, Curd Ape and Threaten Lightning Bolt is really good. What happened here?
Oh, here's the video.
Is it the video or the internet? Okay. The video glitched. It's okay.
So drawing a new 7. Oh well, I mean that's still pretty good.
That's as good as it can get for a few. Oh well, okay. Stormseeker's gonna already work with interesting. Depends how many cards JS plays. He should basically, I think he should just play the bird and bolt the bird again.
Bolt the bird.
not even to play around the Stormseeker, just to now develop your board. And
but JS probably doesn't know that Derrick is playing Stormseeker main, unless he saw a deck picture prior to.
But if you're gonna get punished for leaving the bird alive for 1 turn, don't increase your losses, right? Just it'll do that same thing again. Now the opponent has 7 cards, so I think the bird's even more threatening. So you definitely, if you have the chance to kill it. It's more valuable than the draw 3 right now, especially as a burn deck. You want to draw 3 after you've burned. When you have nothing left, draw 3, get more burn, win the game.
Ooh, drawing 3, taking 1.
All right. Well, Jez disagrees with everything that I'm saying. It's just
he's in a bizarre world from where you are. He's saying opposite. But I mean,
obviously he doesn't like you said. He doesn't know, so now he's going to get punished by Stormseeker.
Okay, I think Derrick drew a Jet. Yeah.
Because he can play Chaos Orb and play Stormseeker.
I believe even if I recall, Stormseeker is an instant.
It is, yeah. So you can even do it after JS draws. Go to 8 cards. Yeah. Is this a Chaos Orb from Derrick?
Perhaps. No. It's tapping 3, so probably Stormseeker. Okay, he's tapping. Do you have a Ernie in his hand? Tapping 4. No, okay, Stormseeker is 4. I thought it was 3.
Oh, yeah, I thought it was 3 too.
Alright. So.
I was just telling JS he's going to laugh when he listens to these videos when he does the editing because of how opposite his route went compared to the suggestions.
Okay, so now playing another bird. So now Derrick has...
Yeah, now Derrick can do everything he wants.
Yeah, he has 7 mana accessible to him.
All of his dreams can come true. Well, no, Disintegrate isn't Fireball, so there's going to be no splitting of the damage on this turn. That'd be really good though, right? If he had Fireball in his hand, JS,
yeah.
He could kill the 2 birds. But he doesn't seem to want to kill birds for some reason, so...
Killing 2 birds with 1 ball?
Yeah.
Huh? Alright, I'll see myself out.
Yeah. Yeah. It is time to go to the grocery store, actually. Now, see, like, kind of feels bad to bolt it now, especially since there's a second one.
Yeah.
And he's got his 6 mana available. Okay, mana denial plan, I suppose. That was one thing. Okay, but that's true, actually. One thing about, I think, Kyril's version was it was a 4 strip mine deck. So it was heavy on... that's why the disenchants were there, because it was heavy on mana denial. While it also burned you. That's true. So the 4 strip might actually be quite important for this deck.
I wonder if it would perform a lot better in the Boreal format versus Paladin, because being restricted to 1 strip mine changes the whole game plan completely. Yeah. But
okay, it's 16 to 11. They're both threatening fireballs. Yeah, Derrick has fireball too. It's kind of crazy how you could just lose so much life so fast.
Taking...
Because now Fireball just kills him
5 to the face.
Like next turn. 2, 4, 5. Yeah, 1 more land and Fireball just...
Effectively, at this point, I'd be like trying to empty my hand a little more aggressively if I know... Okay, now he's got a Fireball, so now he's got to think... Do I want to play the Chaos Orb, destroy the Jet...
Yeah,
and then Fireball the bird just to get him down on mana sources.
I think so, right? Like, I think so. You should at this point you should be afraid of Fireball. I think it's safe to say your opponent is playing Fireball if they're playing Stormseeker.
Okay, so he's tapping 2.
Yeah, like kill the bird and destroy the Jet. Take him off of his random colors and reduce the amount of because like literally next turn he could have been dead to a mana source plus.
He's probably not activating the Chaos Orb. Just not wanting to take the damage from the City of Brass.
Well, also you don't need to, right? Because if Derrick plays a 4/5 or some shit, then you'll want to orb that.
See, now he drew an Emerald, so okay, Chaos Orb for Chaos Orb.
Interesting. I guess what's interesting about Stormseeker is that even if you pay 4 mana right now to only deal 3 damage, it's still at a point in the game where that 3 damage is terrifying. So the 4 100%. Mana seems almost negligible, but that's not like a way to evaluate the card at the same time. Maybe it is. I don't know. I think those blue stickers on Derrick's sleeves are from like the first Tundra Wolves, where we used the stickers to signal the proxies. I don't know. I think that could be like history.
Back in the day.
Yeah. Back in our day. 2017 or whatever year it was.
I mean, next March is going to be Tundra Wolf 7? Yeah, 7.
Yeah.
So, almost 7 years in the old school community in Montreal.
Yeah. Okay. Was that a regrowth he drew?
Yeah, regrowth.
Yeah, the chip damage isn't going fast enough here, I think. That's not the card you want.
But I mean...
But you gotta play it, right?
If you're trying to
you still
empty your hand,
I mean, you still look at 3 cards. Well, sort of. The first time it's 3 cards, then it's...
2 extra. Every other turn after.
Yeah, well, 1.
Oh, 1. Yeah, 1. Because... he can't even pay 4 life to go through his deck a little quicker because,
No, you can't afford that. But what's nice is, so here's like a double-edged sword in a sense where you're at 5 life against a burn deck, presumably, and your opponent plays a Soul Ring instead of doing anything. You're happy on the one hand because he didn't do anything, but on the other hand, you're scared because that feeds the Fireball. So, yeah, go face, yeah. I guess at this point, you don't care about bolting birds. Much different game, though, if that first bird was killed.
Okay,
pretty sure there were...
So, regrowthing. Okay. So...
Oh, now a Fireball. Now a Fireball from JS's side, so... They're both threatening that card.
Oh, it's a very close game.
Derrick with the pass.
Oh. think he has maybe one card in hand there.
Yeah. Okay, well now, and so now the value of the Sylvan even without the card draw, right? Because if you're both looking for Fireball, but I get to see like an extra card deep every time. Not that means much, but it does mean that I might get, like, you have your chances increase. But it's all random anyways.
Yeah.
Derrick could have it on the top of his deck. Oh, and
Disintegrate for the finish. Well, actually, a pretty good game.
Yeah, I would be a little bit...
a lot of back and forth. There was like no lopsided, I guess you could say.
Yeah, but I would be disappointed if I was Derrick, though. I would feel like I was just about to win that game if only... Yeah, Derrick was in an if-only situation, and JS
fair,
was...
I think we've all been in that very close... If only I drew this.
Yeah, if only, yeah.
And then you flip your card on the top of your deck, and it's that card that you needed exactly, and you're like...
Usually when you play like on virtual games like Arena and stuff, like Magic Arena or Magic Online, you can just blame the card shuffler, but you can't do that in real life.
You are the card shuffler.
It's the shuffler's fault. All right, so game 2. So what was that? That was the Monkeyballs deck winning.
Monkeyballs deck effectively winning.
I wonder if this matchup is on purpose. Derrick's Cockatrice and the Monkeyballs. It's like it makes a full picture,
Maybe.
Anyway, let's see if we can get see what happens in game 2. Derrick on the play. I would say don't mulligan to 5, but at the same time he went to 7 right away, so it doesn't really count as a mulligan to 5. But let's see if JS has learned that is not an acceptable thing to leave on the board.
Okay, Sapphire.
And I please.
Savannah.
Well, no respect whatsoever for mana dorks.
No.
I hope Derrick doesn't reward him by not using the elf. I really, truly, even if I'm not the biggest green player, I truly believe if people don't respect the elf, you need to punish them so that they learn to respect. Interesting indeed. Okay, so here's perhaps the logic I'm gonna try to justify this.
Okay, let's hear your theory.
Yeah, I think in JS's mind, it's burn versus burn, and as much as elf pushes things out and does things for Derrick, elf is less damage than the grizzly bears. And if those bears chip and chip and chip, which is exactly my reasoning for why I want to play the Ironclaw Orcs, then in a burn mirror, the grizzly bear's extra damage is more threatening than the elf. So it's possible that he just wants to deal with more damage as opposed to deal with more mana, which is fine.
Yeah, I mean, that could be his approach.
Yeah.
But now, using that swords on the grizzly bear kind of feels really bad. So using it on the mana dork.
Yeah. Or even now but I think he may have had a second one. If he had 2, you can be a lot more...
Yeah, I guess you could play it a little bit more aggressively.
Because, like, if he does have a second one, and Derrick has only 2 cards in his hand or something like that, then now Derrick has almost nothing to do, because he just has a bunch of mana.
Yeah.
And then JS can develop, but if JS does not have the extra plow, then...
Okay, so sacking the Lotus.
Sarah Angel?
Sarah Angel
does not block the Djinn, though, but that's okay. It flies over it, so the race begins.
Well, I mean, already JS is behind on the clock there, so...
Yeah. So, yeah, the plow would have been really nice on the Djinn. Or even on the Dork, just to slow it down a turn.
Okay, attacking with the Djinn. Effectively taking... Okay, so...
Oh, okay. Oh, that's painful.
Oh!
Yeah. Oh well. Giant growth. Giant growth is always more pain. Like, when you block something, and then your opponent finishes off your thing with a bolt or a chain lightning, it's expected. Like, you understand, like, that's the way the world works. Well, when you get that sneaky giant growth, it actually feels so bad.
And on top of it, he uses City of Brass.
Yeah, oh, wow.
So, even taking...
So yeah, like, didn't get the trade, lost the Sarah, and took damage from the city.
Did he lose his Sarah, effectively?
Yeah, the one's dead.
Oh, yeah, okay. So, 2 plates. Pendlehaven.
A Giant Growth again? Oh, good God. Pendlehaven plus Giant Growth to kill the other Sarah.
I would just scoop at that point.
Yeah. Time to consider a career in Disney Lorcana.
Shame on you.
Yeah. Okay.
Can he effectively disintegrate the Ernie? Or fire? No. Yeah, this is going to be rough.
He could try again if he has another bolt. But see, the thing is that Derrick touched his Pendlehaven on the last turn, which either was for whatever reason,
for the elf,
but it could mean that he has another Giant Growth in his hand. Like he was going to pump the elf and then Giant Growth to protect it and kill the Sarah, but then decided not to save the Giant Growth for another one of these situations. I wonder if he has a... I hope he shows his hand at the end of the game. I really want to see if that card is Giant Growth. I really think it is. Also, he could have been thinking like, he shuffled his hand, so I lost track of it. But, okay.
Another birds.
Because he could also be thinking like, I can also just Giant Growth the Djinn for lethal, but no, obviously JSs are only at 4, so. But yeah, I really hope Derrick shows that card for my own ego.
Wondering.
Oof. Ooh, giving himself the bolt
out.
Eesh. Now he can even Giant Growth a bird to win the game. Yeah, he can Giant Bird a Growth now. Like how he can Giant Growth a bird, yeah.
Because English.
So this would be the best way to show that that card's Giant Growth, is if he fucking pumps that bird. Please pump that bird. Yeah, oh, but I think he just drew that though. But...
he's like, he sees his hand. Oh, how could you do this to me?
Oh, the other card was unsummoned, so maybe it was unsummoned in his hand then.
He played the Giant Growth on the birds.
Yeah, but I think he drew the Giant Growth that turn. I don't think he was holding it. It's a shame though. Would have been nice to get that call. I'll just pretend he was holding it. Alright, so now JS gets his chance to close the match and also get his revenge because he's going first. But yeah, I mean... I'm a little... Every time my opponent plays first, I'm always a little bit more, like, what's he gonna do? Yeah.
What's their game plan? What's the right hand to keep?
But but like this format having no free counter spells, when you go first, you don't need to worry. Like whatever you want to do, if you're going first, right?
Yeah.
Or I guess what even to add to what you're saying is like.
Well, I mean,
it's scarier because you can't deal with what they're doing on turn 1.
For example, because this format doesn't have Mind Twist, but like when you're playing regular old school, you're just always afraid sometimes because you're keeping really good cards and you're like land, Lotus, Mox Mind Twist for 4, and you're like, you just feel, you just like,
They use the same amount of resources that you discarded, but it still feels a lot worse.
It still feels a lot worse.
Yeah, which I guess is the reason why this format exists, because that happened to the wrong person too many times, and that person said no more, and that person banded with other people who felt the same way, and
possibly yes.
Alas, but library being banned, library being banned is so wrong. That is like the pure essence of old school. If you ask me, it's like Library of Alexandria. You can't play that card anywhere else. Like this and Chaos Sorba are the cards that you play old school for, and there's no reason to ban it. Just take your loss if that's the way it's gonna happen when you play the game. But like, fuck. That's the last thing I'll say about library. Anyways, okay, really strong start for JS. Sorry to cut you off there. What were you gonna say?
No, it's I find it like they removed Mind Twist, but you can still play hymns.
Yeah, well,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean him. Someone's gonna say him is only 2 cards, but. I don't know.
So JS having a really strong start here. He's got 2 Mox and 2 Lions.
He's going in with his bold. Okay. We saw no bolts in Derrick's deck. Do they have open deck lists? Do we know if they have open deck lists? Oh, wait, probably not, eh?
I don't believe they do.
Okay.
So JS playing
but still
Time Walk, just absolutely playing really aggressively now, just wanting to...
Yeah, I think you just...
Still no red mana source.
He saw the Derrick... Oh, no white mana source either. Oh, God.
So, not looking good, although he did have a strong start.
He has like... Oh, yeah. Wow. He has all the tools to just end the game right now, but he just doesn't have the mana to use those tools. My God. I would disenchant the Mox and
right away.
Disintegrate the...
Immediately.
Yeah. We saw. Don't worry, buddy. We saw.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Look what just happened. From I'm gonna end the game to there's a Jinn on the board. And Sword the Plowshare. Oh, another Desert to field. That just feels bad. So that deals 1 damage to an attacking creature.
Yeah, it's target attacking. So if he attacks with the elf will still do the damage,
but it'll die.
It'll die in result of the desert.
And if he draws the red source, he can kill the Jinn.
He can kill the Jinn as well because he could tap the desert. The two of them.
Yeah.
And then use a bolt to.
So, interesting. So,
I tend to play desert like in less powered formats. Like X points and so on.
See, I do still think, despite how this game is going to turn out, that the Monkeyballs deck is favored.
Yeah.
Like you can just see if the mana was better, we weren't playing the deserts, and we had the colors. Like JS has everything in his hand to just mess up, to like not allow any of this to happen, and then like end the game as well. So, but it just sometimes you draw the wrong colors, and
yeah.
But also, I gotta say, you gotta respect the fucking birds. you gotta both birds on the turn.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, unfortunately, because if I was building a deck for this format, JS had 2 Eye for an Eye in his sideboard where I would put like City in the Bottle, because I'm like, Arabian creatures are going to be all over the place.
Well, I mean, he's playing Shred Apes though.
Yeah, so there is that.
And for City of Rest.
That's why this deck is not favored for me.
Yeah, it's not your favorite.
Yeah, I mean, could swap in the Sarahs maybe. I don't know. It's unfortunate.
Well, whatever. It's okay. I mean, at the end of the day, like whatever is happening here, the deck is still strong. I think. Just the desert is a question of the deserts are the only questionable thing for me. But anyways, yeah, Derrick showcasing the power of the green cards. So anybody out there who's a fan, just keep tuning in because Derrick is shining a light
on green cards.
Yeah, it's good in a positive way. JS being a good support here, but I think the game ended 2 turns ago.
Wow. Has all the answers, just none of the mana. Okay, so Derrick's decided in a C.O.K red. But that won't matter because he's just absolutely like...
Yeah, he should have. Yeah, there you go. I was going to say he could have attacked for 2 more, and then he did, so, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
that's not drawing the mana.
Desert, I guess, is one of those cards where, like...
Jeez, 3, 4,
sounds good in theory.
5 even before you got, like, a red mana source.
He did bring in the... Okay, he must have done, like, a massive sideboard as well. Like,
absolutely unfortunate.
Yeah, it's okay, though. I mean, it's 3 color, 4 color, 5 color. It's a 5 color deck. Like, it's actively playing all 5 colors. And it's playing 3 deserts, so I mean, you're gonna
struggle somewhere, which I think is why maybe he just didn't get the win. Maybe the 3 deserts could have been, some other duel that could have like filled in the colors a little better.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, Derrick once again, absolutely crushing.
No cockatrice though, but that's okay. At the end of the day, win's a win.
A win's a win, exactly.
So here's the deck again. Yeah, I mean, the desert is really the only question.
I believe the desert is what punished JS in this best of 3.
We didn't get to see Jasmine or Clockwork or Phantasmal. So basically, we saw Grizzly Bears.
Yeah, so I mean,
the power of the Grizzly Bear was eating the plow, allowing the Jinn to win game 2, so...
Yep.
That's not irrelevant. Okay.
Alright, thanks everyone.